أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Madam Chair, Commissioners, Lead Counsel, viewers and listeners out there, welcome to our daily proceedings of this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters. For our next item on the agenda, I now have the honor to yield the floor to Madam Chair. Madam Chair, over to you.
Good morning to you all. May I now call on Honorable Sila to lead us in Muslim prayers and Honorable Joyner to lead us in Christian prayer. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله فالله خير الإبسان وهو الرحمن الرحيم نصر من الله وفتح قريب وبشر المؤمنين إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما صلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما بحرمة اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أخلق والخاتم لما سبق ناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره ومقداره عظيم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. To God be the glory for the great things you have done and the greater things you will do in our lives. We are eternally grateful for your covering over our lives. Lead us daily in our own way. Lead us daily in your own way. Teach us to be pure and true. Show us what we ought to do, and may your grace continue to abide with us now and forevermore. Amen.
Deputy Registrar, can you call in the witness, please?
Good morning, Mr. Witness. Welcome back. Mr. Witness, please, you may kindly sit down. Yeah, Mr. Witness, for continuation of your testimony before this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters, you are to be reminded that you are still under oath. Madam Chair, over to you.
Good morning, Mr. Krubali. You are welcome back.
Thank you.
Councils, can we proceed, please?
Sure. Good morning, Commissioners. Morning, Mr. Krubali.
Morning.
Now, can you take us through the process that you go through to make payments to suppliers?
ako folo fo isa fono molie ikasilo menta ni be joro kala mol bi alon ko al ka fengol taybul wala bagage wala ka même for suppliers.
Sorry, can you still, Mr. Krubali, do you still maintain that you want to give your evidence in Mandinga?
Hadisa ni karo mente ako fo lafta kadiyamu ni angale kan wala bang way hadisa ibe men ko kunu ibe terla wala kan wala Mandinga kan ngoti ba.
Ha, me diam la Mandinga kan.
Yes, I will continue in the local language Mandinga.
Thank you.
Can he answer the question that I had asked?
Ako ni karo mente sa fo isa jabi no lebo.
Safo no kotemba.
Ako fo isa fo no molie silo la mi alon ka alka silo menta alka joro ke mol la mi alon ka alka bagazol tay bulu wala ben ka bagazol di like même for suppliers.
Ngamen lonje wala minti wato dol e ka bagaso ta supplier bulle don toro kan.
All I know is that sometimes we take goods from the suppliers as credit or loan in a loan form.
Wato dol aka kisande roleti.
But sometimes we buy directly from them.
Kata ka invoice oleta.
We take invoices.
Yana to office.
Then bring it to our office.
POA ye PO dadala.
Then the PO organize prepare the document.
Voucher dada.
Prepare a voucher.
Ni atra cheko be dadala cheko dada.
If at all is needed for a check to be prepared, then we prepare a check.
Cheko pro amari supplier fangla cheko.
But that check will belong to the supplier himself or herself.
So did he say that did you say that the check would be written to the supplier himself or herself?
Ako ilafta ben for wala for supplier afangol be check ko safela bang fo.
Mtele ka cheko safe nga safe supplier tola.
No, we write the check and write the supplier's name on the check.
Wato dol supplier fanan dol bije melialon ko check ka chekota akakolea so eka ke various payments leti ekan to use je nka receive nka supplier joala.
But some of the suppliers, for them to have a check, it will be difficult. So normally what they normally do, they issue a check and put my name therein. Then I am the one to pay for the supplier.
Now, you said yesterday that you conducted most of the procurement because the procurement officer was not available.
Ako ko ni hakilo ba kan ifa wala ko bole mi ko do ko dol bi je quand même for procurement do jama bi je itele ka ke because adalo menti wala mu amari ni buka traja kata atamatale wala abanna do kudla
ni atara amantara do kudla asasata wala nenetarta kosla then ikantele yamar pro nga la do ko kai.
Yes, that do happens whenever the procurement officer is not well, is sick or he travel. There was a time when he was doing some courses, that was the time I was running for his activities.
So the payment voucher is raised before the checks are issued?
Ako sanya amunta ko payment voucher alka wole folole bunni nang dani chekol be dila.
Wato dol cheko kadadale voucher be dada in place e cheko dada aijo. Wato dol aka circumstance kana wato dol eka joro kele. Then cheko sinadada.
Sometimes they prepare them together, the vouchers and the check, but sometimes we have circumstances whereby payment will be done, then after a check will be prepared.
But supplier nying jama menka ke olam voucher nyini kadada then cheko edada then aijo.
But certainly the suppliers, normally the vouchers will be prepared, a check will be prepared, attached to it, then we make payments.
So in what circumstances are the payments done before the checks are issued?
Ako sa ika o silol men fo kome wate dul kasoto circumstances kasoto mi alon alka joro ke ale na fenko nyin dada chego nyin ako mun circumstances sifale wolti.
Wato dol CEO, Director of Finance, staff kotem ni inyanta tala banjul ila night allowance nyanta gajo o wato ika pressurize ka cheko dada cheko nyin katar laring ika sign then ika kodo dila yela trip kewota after sinana cheko nyin samba bank nga withdraw.
Yeah, sometimes the CEO, Director of Finance and other staffs, Normally, when they are traveling or they are coming to Combo, so they need to be paid their allowance. They pressurize me, and this is why sometimes we bring a check, prepare it, and pay them the monies, and after I take the check to the bank.
Gasolo Kenya fana ni la trip bekela ibitala banjul ila trip nying gasolo la kunyal watudol kata sansero leto gasolo ta then after ayejo.
Sometimes too, when they are traveling, example, coming to this Combos area, the fuel they are using, sometimes we go to the petrol station, we paid for the petrol, the fuel, then from there we paid. They take the fuel and come, and from there we pay the monies.
So you said there are times when they need to travel for their night allowance, they would pressurize you and you would issue them checks before taking the checks to the bank. I'm sorry, that doesn't quite make sense. Can you explain it better?
Ako alafta jese nandi bake ako bayri ni ajube ya fo nyame amafo ko ate ma faham bake dal. Ako bayri fango ya fo ko ni nyudu bina jang kombo jang ila night allowance solo. Ako yeme fo je ko akamunta ko yeme moy wala ko ikafole ali kachego sabna ali o dada ali ala ndiye ali ko do dila after eda chego sabba bank. Ako je man sene alafta jese nende.
Ha cheko kadada le wato dol janni kata tripla ngamirana diamo Kenya lam do man sene cheko kadada le in advance then sita ni itata slow kan ni futara brikama nyol dol isila chekolta ya withdraw.
What I mean here is that when they are coming and if they are in an urgent way, a check will be prepared and gave to them in advance. So whenever they are coming around Brikama N or anywhere, they can receive the monies. That is what I mean.
And where are the vouchers for those checks? Who would prepare the voucher for those checks?
Ako chego la voucher solo wolle jumanyo le kawol dada.
Jama bije ikan tebula adadale.
Most of them, I am the one who used to prepare them.
So you would prepare the vouchers before issuing those checks?
Ako amunta ko ika voucher follow le dada dan libe chegol dila.
Ha nka voucher dadale ngana cheko di.
Yes, I prepared vouchers and after I issued checks.
Bari wato dol voucher fonga bukadada chekole kadada voucher bukadada then akul kata wala nyama voucher bukadada chekole kadada then cheko dila after voucher jinsina dada.
Yeah, sometimes it happens like this. The check will be prepared without the voucher and give it to them. Then later, the voucher will be prepared.
Is that the recommended process?
Ako fo wolem silo timi alonko dokudla silo wala asute ta wala nyama ba wolem silo timi
silo mambete katung aka dokula batandi bakele.
No, that is not a good practice because that disturbs the person preparing doing it, the workers.
So we're talking specifically about vouchers that he has prepared and checks that he has prepared and then prepared the payment vouchers. So are you agreeing that you flouted the provisions of your laws when you prepare the check, when you issue the check before preparing the vouchers?
Ako bayri fangola sata role mu ko ite fango wati dol bije ka voucher so ka chekolu dadale yewol di wa tra voucher so man dada. Ako fango ya fale ko ka wokele. So akamunta ko ako sa ka me tan ne je wolem ko apunta ko luwal wala silo mi alon ko e men landi ko me alla do ko tata nyaade apunta ko silo aleo almaw alije jita wala ba ka fa almaw ta.
No silo nyin manta.
That's quite right. We did not.
Pardon?
I said that is quite right. We did not follow the best practice of our work.
Now, who signs the payment vouchers?
Ako voucher solo me alon ko jori voucher solo le jumale ka sign.
Voucher nyin Lamin Suso ka sign le Director of Finance.
Yes, Lamin Suso, the Director of Finance, do sign them.
The payment vouchers that he raises, who signs them?
Ako payment voucher solo me alon ko ifang le ada. Ako jumanyo le ko wala juman le ko sign.
Lamin Suso ka sign le Director of Finance.
The Director of Finance used to sign them. That is Lamin Suso.
Do you sign on the payment voucher?
Ako fo ite fango ka payment voucher sign le ba?
Ha payment voucher meng nka sign wala bring in Suso nata ay la format o change.
Yes, the Payment vouchers that I signed are the ones that when Mr. Suso came and changed the format.
Before format onying accounts clerk la signature chije, but bring nata anatna voucher nyin change. I column create je me munka fenko dada voucher dada ala sign dula bije aka sign.
When he came, he changed the system and put a column there whereby whoever prepares the vouchers, you must sign on that column.
So you would sign the payment vouchers that you prepared?
Ako samunta ko o payment vouchers solo ni te adada ifama ka sign le.
Ni nga dada
Yes.
sign dula bijele come and sign.
If I prepare them, there is a column, as I said, where I used to sign.
And these would be vouchers from 2021, is that right?
Ako nyingera vouchers solo mi alon ko kabo sangola ikamen for 2021 serun ko.
Ngamira follow tawala 2021.
I think so, yes. Started from that very year.
Lamin Suso started working at the council in February 2021, correct?
Ako Lamin Suso, ako ate do go dati base je February karo 2021. Ako tonya daleba.
Tonya lon 2021 February le aya.
Yes, that is correct. It started February 2021.
So the vouchers after February 2021 would be the ones that would require him to sign if he prepared them.
Ako sa nyamunta ko itela voucher sol mi alon ko yemen fo ko me ka bra adra ka dula le sore ka da man sign. Ako amunta ko nyanta kala 2021 voucher lem.
Ning hakilo baba 2021
if I can remember fully, yes, that's correct, 2021.
Now, who else was required to sign the payment voucher other than him?
Ako sign na man ke tete jumale ko to ke men nyanta ka payment voucher sol sign na man ke te fango.
Nga fonong director of finance Lamin Suso ka sign le.
I said earlier on the director used to sign Lamin Suso.
CEO Usman Toure ka sign le.
Usman Toure CEO used to sign.
Malafi Baji fanang ka sign ne in the event CEO mantare around aning director ni any one of them ni kilim mantare je dorong Malafi Baji ka step in ka sign.
Yes, Malafi Baji used to sign whenever one of the two is not present. Likewise, the CEO or the director of finance.
Who is the vote controller?
According to sign, Jumale Bekol Sabu, Jumale Bekol Nyaton Kaya, Jumale Kasamba.
Jumale ka?
Bekol Nyaton Kaya.
Ngamira vote controller mo director of finance le.
I think the board controller is director of finance.
So the vote controller must sign the payment voucher in addition to him.
Ako sa amunta ko waka sign le ifana ya sign. Wala ni te sign afana ya sign.
Aka sign le ha.
Yes. That's
So
correct.
it is the vote controller that you said could be the director of finance or the CEO or Manlafi Baji, is that right?
Ako sa amunta ko mo sabolu director of finance Lamin Suso wala Usman Toure CEO wala Malafi Baji. Yes, that's
Now,
correct.
is the recipient of the funds supposed to sign the payment voucher?
Ako sign natara mo me alon ko wole nyanta ka kodo muta. Ako fo nyanta sa ka sign okay ila voucher to ba.
Alas kolomo bijele atika sign dameng.
Yes, there is a column where the person used to sign.
But what all institutional ning ila sign dula ning ibuka sign ikakijele see attachment.
What sometimes the institutions they have a column to sign, but they did not sign. All what they do is see attachment.
Olam receipt meng attach tabala aning invoice ning PO nyol.
Those are the receipts and the invoice from the PO.
Now, those receipts, would they come before the payment voucher is issued or would they come after the payment voucher is issued?
Ako receipt olu wolu ka di wati jumal fo ni voucher sol dada talebang fo dan ni voucher sol be dada.
Ni joro nyanta kila watu men restock provide watu le.
At the time of payment, when payment is to be done, that's the time the receipt is prepared.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
The time of payment, whenever the payment started, then the receipt will be prepared.
So is the payment voucher cannot be dated after the receipts?
Ako sa amunta ko payment voucher wo buka ayada da lungo men abuka kenoni fo receipt la diwato.
Nam may mo ko.
Payment voucher. Ako wote da dala no fo after receipt di bang.
Payment voucher le follow ka da restore sinada da.
We first prepare the payment voucher, then from there we prepare the receipt.
So the payment voucher cannot come after the receipt. It has to be issued before the receipt is, because you need the payment voucher to effect payment. right?
Ni aju ya kamen foja wala mko bayri payment voucher wala kadada isaje joro si kenole. Ako san joro te kenola we risito di after ko ka voucher dada ako voucher follow le kadada dan di risito be sotla ako fama ke nyama.
Aunto nyal voucher le follow kadada isna risto soto ya ataja wala.
Yes, that is correct. You prepare the voucher first, then you can have the receipt and attach it.
So you were talking about payments done when the CEO or the director of finance or whoever is going on a trip and they need to buy fuel. Can you tell us the process for those payment vouchers, how they are raised and how those payments are made?
Ako san alafta ya faije bari fango ya foko CEO le mu wala finance director na bina jang watumu abe sularing gaswelo la alka voucher sol dada na le gaswelo ako alafta ya faije alka voucher sol dada nyaadi le wala ka foilo le ka also to nyaadi le alka voucher sol fanan dada nyaadi le
Fuel ni ikata sansero to watu dole sente ki ni procurement officer tije.
We used to go to the petrol station sometimes myself and the procurement officer.
Seta sansero to ngafo CEO management ko e donto fuel la.
We go to the management and say to them that CEO said he want them to give them some fuel.
Si fuel ta ye donto.
Then they give them fuel by credit.
Asinajo.
Then later we paid.
And what supporting documents do you have for those payments?
Ako jorol menkake. Ako mune kaitle be bulu memba itandla wala memba ba madala ko ha ketale.
Kaiti bukatarje akake verbally.
There is no documents. It's a verbal transaction.
Ka dontoro ke ni dontoro ke ta fa pareta joro bina kela wati minna si kodo bondi den nga jo yeristo di mol.
When we talk to them verbally, then they give us the foil. Then when it is time for payment, when we issue the money, pay the money, they issue the ticket for a receipt for us.
So you would raise the payment voucher after they've already provided the fuel. You would raise the payment voucher, withdraw the cash, pay for the fuel, and then get a receipt.
Ako amonta ko sign ni yal don to gas wala wala essence wala fo pareta nalbe joro la wotumole ika voucher nyin dadale ya inin ko do taje joro ke woli recito dila ya ataje
Adol bije voucher kadadale POA dada ay tarlaring ngita nga donto na donto ta fa pareta ni joro wato be sila dan ita nga jo
sometimes the vouchers will be prepared by the PMO the CEO and it will be PO, that's procurement officer, and it will be laid there. We go and credit the foil, then from there we can use them and pay.
That's not what I asked. I asked you would raise the payment voucher, issue a check, withdraw the cash, go and pay for the fuel that was given on credit, and then get a receipt from the petrol stations. Is that right?
Akamen for young ako atlanyin environment wolem ko for alka voucher nyin dadale ale cheko dada ale ta bank ale kodota na ale kodota ale ta ale joroke na ale joroke wato le ka recito dila recito mi alko alka ataje fa ka kewle nyama
to nyala abe wala nyama.
Yes, exactly, that's the way.
Now, what about when, as you had said earlier, when there's an urgent need for the management to travel to Combo and they need to buy fuel on the way? What is the process for that?
Ako san natra itole silo soto kana Combo kome afo nyameng andi hawje tole mu andi nyantale ka esanso wala gaswelo san silo kan. Ako je alka o kenyade.
O fanang procedure kilong lam eka dontoro lam jama akake dontoroti adol bije ka chekola dada ntoyala wala ya driver nyin toyala mostly driver nyin asita I receive I kodo murundi.
Yes, the same procedure normally, but sometimes what they normally do, they can draft a check on my name, myself, or the driver, for the driver to go and take the fuel.
Which of the management or which ones of the management team have drivers?
Ako manager solo wala la kebal juma kiline driver soto wala team juma le driver soto
2021 driver jamale bije bari as director of finance ala driver soto ala moto nyin is BSSC 3
2020 there were many
2021
drivers 2021 there were many drivers but the CEO
The Director of Finance.
Excuse me, the Director of Finance had his own driver. You say BSAC 3. BSAC 3.
And who was BSAC 2?
Ako jumale mo fulanjangoti BSAC 2.
BSAC 2 omu CEO la motoleti Usman Toure.
That is Usman Toure, the CEO.
What about BSAC 1?
Ako BSAC 1 jumale mo mariti.
BSAC 1 omu Honorable Fode Danjo Tal, the chairman.
That is for the chairman for the Danjo.
And that is the same chairman that asked you to apply for the position at the area council?
Ako fo keta chairman kilingoti yemen fonu wole yamar pour que safero ke pour do ko lato la area council do.
Ha pour ntela do ko je ha tele.
Yes, for my work, yes, my job, yes.
So BSAC 1 and BSAC 2 had drivers.
Ako BSAC
1
and into wole drivers do.
Ha driver benyel belale.
Yes, they all have drivers.
And the Director of Finance had his own personal driver. Is that what you meant?
Ako foil after me for la wole blam so woya fanson driver sunyina faye.
Ha afansun driver.
Yes, that's correct.
So what kind of trips or work would necessitate all three of them, the chairperson, the CEO, and the Director of Finance, to drive to Combo at the same time?
Ako sani ajuwe mune benne mo wala mune commandre mo wala mune sile mo member sotola jang me alon ko wo batina itol mo sabol be motolo mala danke kungotili nan Combo jang. CEO the finance director and chairman.
Ilata katanyo la sinyakili moto different motor mang hakilo man taro kambake, but mostly nkajele director CEO ning chairman katrabul nyole katabanjul moto kilingola.
Well, for them using different vehicles to come to Combo at a time, I cannot remember that. All I know is that.
Can you repeat that? I didn't get.
Well, for the three of them to use different vehicles at a time to come to Combo, which means each of them drive his own vehicle. I cannot remember seeing that. All I know is that the CEO and the chairman, sometimes they join a vehicle and come to Combo.
Okay.
Wato dol fanang CEO ning director katrabul le wato dol fanang nga nimanyina imosabo be katrabul moto kinola le kata Combo.
Sometimes to the CEO and the director of finance, they used to come together. But if I could remember fully, all the three, they used to join one vehicle and come to the Combos. For that I can remember.
So how many payment vouchers do you raise for one transaction?
Ako sign transaction killing on na kira ika voucher jalle da auto.
Wato dola kasiala de.
Sometimes there are many.
Sorry, I don't understand that. There are many payment vouchers for one transaction.
Ako amunta ko voucher jamali ka wala da pour transaction killing.
Transaction killing wato dola akatale for tang. Minsi siya otifang.
Sometimes one transaction I can prepare more than 10 vouchers. They all join them.
If you bought fuel from...
Sorry, let me ask. I don't understand.
That's why
what he means by so many vouchers for one transaction.
Yes, that's what I'm getting to. So if the council bought fuel from GNPC for $1,000, how many vouchers would you raise for that $1,000?
Misali fe ning council essential sang GNPC Willie killing, dalasi Willie killing. Ako ni tebe voucher sold dala, like a voucher jalle dada auto.
Okay, wakake voucher killing net.
That will be one voucher.
So what do you mean when you say one transaction would require several vouchers? Because this is one transaction.
Alafta ya fa transaction killing o ideka men foko voucher le kasiale. Bere ni ajube ni sifale mo ni mo one transaction already and no voucher killing ne be ya fo nyame.
Ngamira mala ko nyinen karole faham katung men ntega men min wolo nyinti ko various payments may keje cheko ni receive on various payments akaki voucher jamalti sometimes. I don't
understand first time your question. This is why I say many vouchers.
If you don't understand, ask.
Ako jamembe yang wole mu ibuka dia mu femi ala ko ma faham. Ni moye ko mo foye ni ma faham dan di be jabiro ke le kan nyinin karo le ke.
Thank you.
Ni mo diam tay ma moye kana jabi nyinin karo ke sene wole be jam.
Can I just ask you before I take you into other documents? You're educated, right?
Ako ite ikaranta ita da karamodo. Tibabu karamo.
Ha nga tubaw karang.
Yes, I do.
You can read and write English.
Ako ikangale kango ni asafe ka karanole alo membiye.
Ha.
Yes, I do.
And you can speak English.
Anu si angale kango fanam fonole.
Ha.
Yes, I do.
You have no difficulty understanding English.
Ako amunta ko angale kango ni mo afola ikamo nyame abuka kole ibuli ikamo ila isene.
Kesene.
Very well, that's correct.
So you understand my questions before they're translated to you. Is
Ako
that
amunta
right?
ko angale kango kamen foje itulo ka umo ila ka sene ya dan indamina mo afole maniga kango la amunta ko ite ka mo ile si nyafola kodi. Very well, that's correct.
Okay, so most of the time when you ask for the question to be repeated again in Mandinka, you've heard it in English, in Mandinka, and in Mandinka again, right?
Ako sani ajuwe hakilo libe tulaje bari ni mo we diamle kela mo ni hakilo la amunta ko ate ka angale kango men fonte ka mo ifaran ka mo ile amuta gondan tawatole ko rek na bota jente ngana ko to ke nga 50 fo e manika kangola den ite ndol gagnole si nyafula ite ka moy si nyafula bara ko hadu wo ikante ni ngale ko to ke nga sabanjam.
Okay.
Can you speak through the mic?
Akoni be diam la si diam no.
Olam tonyati.
That is correct, that is true.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm that you understand English.
Ako alafta num pro alon fo angale kangone safero ke wala ya fahamre.
Olam tonyati.
Very well, that's correct.
Now, you were given an opportunity to reconcile the vouchers that came from the council with the withdrawals that you had made from the council's accounts. Is that right?
Akoni aju akenyi ni kamen ako voucher solo mi alon ko ifangole ya dada andun kodo mi alon ko ye bondi bank. Ako wato sota mi alon ko ye nyanto soto nungi nata o dila ifango ye wolbe haima ka juwe. Ako fo man tonya ba? That is correct.
And a lot of these vouchers you had to bring yourself from Basse Area Council, is that right?
Ako anu voucher do la keta voucher sol mi alon ko ite fango me be sirin teng itele nta moldi mi alon ko nyanta sambala na wala ya sambala ka bonam passé. Yes, I brought them here. It was very difficult or tough. It was tough for me before coming here, but I did so. I brought them.
And this was a few weeks ago, is that right?
Yes, I think this is the third week now. That's correct.
And this is even though the council had said that they sent all the vouchers to the commission.
Ako anu hani wote council wala ta me yitande ye wol ko wole voucher sol be ki nang commission auto jam.
Repeat bang
ako council ko itoli voucher sol be ki nang janne council nda commission auto jam.
Ani mang o mang ketonyati.
No, that is not true.
These vouchers, you just said that you brought them from Basse Area Council.
Ako ni voucher sol ifango e men foja iko ya boni na ndama board la wala Basse Area Council.
Yes, so they were not with the commission, is that not right?
Ako sa munta ko bayri itele asamana dan ye me tumiro men fo amantara no commission o bulude itele asamana. Fa Antonia.
Bring onkol nata je investigator nata je watimena ye voucher nyinin kaje nga nge bondi killing.
Yes, when the investigators came there, these vouchers were requested by them and we brought them one by one to them. We gave them one by one.
Which investigators are you talking about specifically?
Investigators,
Fraud squad nata jele.
Fraud squad came there in.
SIC fana nata jele.
SIC came there in.
Who is SIC?
Akoniko SIC wo muneti.
SIC ngama police kundalam.
I think it's from the police
headquarters.
At the headquarters. Serious.
So it was not the commission's investigators that you showed these vouchers to in Basse.
Akobari ni ajuwe ndolo fana na janna commissioner nga mol soto je beno kana chisisirola wala meno nata chisisirola je ka men for investigators. Ako amanke wolti de aliye ka fen kol di mella.
Mang hakilo to la bake fonaling hakilo blandala hakilo sound.
I cannot remember fully unless I am reminded.
But you remember that it was the fraud squad and the SIC that you showed the documents to. How do you not remember if you showed it to the commission's investigators?
Akobari hani sai hakilo belori ne ko tonyale mo yewoli tandi SIC la e manyina wala. Ako fanang inata itandi ko hati sainde yeo fara itandi frost squad imagine wala. Ako sabe kala no nyaadile na tara. Wo kaytol ite woli itandi investigate sol la men bota commission to ja. Ako ibe nyala wala nyaadile.
To nya hakilo sounda sai nga remember le da dabo ngamira dabo nyul nata jele dabo commission defo nata commission to janga kaytol do nata jang fana.
I think my mind skip. I can remember fully now that one Mr. Dabo came there, and even myself, I brought some of the documents to them here.
Sorry, one Mr. Dabo came there and I brought the documents to who?
Dabo nyol commission dabo nul inatale base.
Dabo, the commission, they came to Basse.
Ila timo nying wolfanang nyinin karo ke nga kaytol bondele.
With their team, they too requested, and we brought some documents for them, or papers.
Were these papers payment vouchers?
Ako kaytol ako for payment vouchers sol lembang.
Payment vouchers bijele deposit slip ol fanam bijele salary voucher fanam bijele.
Yes, the deposit slips are there, vouchers are there, and the salary slips are there.
And when you say you brought it to them, where did you bring it to?
Ako ni ko nga samane ne ako ya samana mintole ya samana itole mintole.
Nata Jembe Hotel Janne nga sanya nyol tarjang.
I came here to Jembe Hotel where I found Sanyang.
Ni reconcile ta.
We reconcile with them.
Dokumento membe mbulo query ning ngame reconcile sa tik.
The document I have, that is the queries which was reconciled, which anyone could reconcile. There is a portion where they used to tick.
Ning frost squad ya kele mabang ofana ning document membondi je at base level then ikatik ngatik.
I did the same with the frost squad at Basse.
SIC fana natale je ning document membondi the same documents faida keta ke repetitionality ning document membondi ya verify ya tik ngatik.
The frost squad do came there at Basse, and the same procedure which was taken.
Now, are these the same payment vouchers that you brought from Basse?
Ako sign finding keta u payment voucher so yemen boni na Basse le ba ite fango.
Aha.
Yes.
Foni atara keta nyado nyama bari melbe ngamel reconcile ya kafunyoma ya hand over malafia di acting director of finance la ngakaitol nyinta ole bulu ngenati.
Unless otherwise. But all what I gathered together was given to Malafi Baji, who later gave it to the finance director, and it was later given to me. I brought them here in.
Missing payment voucher kasoto new system.
I have some difficulties due to the fact that some of the vouchers were missing, payment vouchers.
Kabuldo kono, katabuldo kono, we complication balanati finance system.
Because of that was that, because of they were from one hand to another hand to another hand. So sometimes. I'm
sorry, can you repeat that?
Because of that is that the receipt, the slips will be going to one hand, from there to another hand, so some of them get missing on the process. I believe that is how it happens.
Andung ye system omen ni olom nyinti ko na colleague nyil fanang melialon ko ebenyin query kono. Then it was a random phone call coming moment in laughter ye la voucher bondi dol biji ka voucher dol tano le fang amang ila payment voucher te modole tam.
And the difficulties I encounter, some of the groups, some of my colleagues, the vouchers they used to produce, they are not their own vouchers.
Randomly ka sergeant ke ka kaitol kafunyoma.
It belongs to another person. They go randomly and just search and bring a different one or a wrong one.
So that would be an issue between you and your colleagues, is that right?
Yes, that can be possible.
Okay, so whatever you are unable to reconcile is your issue, right?
Problem.
Very well.
Okay. So as we said before, you were given an opportunity to reconcile your payment vouchers to payments or withdrawals that were made in your name. right?
Akoni ajube comme ay men foje akoy nyanto sotono ne data wo kaytol dila ifango ya reconcile ka jube ye jorol men ka ne ko dol men bondi banka ni mimbe safari je fa kata kilimote akoy o nyanto sotono ne fa manke
nga sotole mba kanne nga kolya kol sotolje because virtual jama jota oldol jota le dorong ko pre-finance lam direct of finance ya ke pre-finance ti yen to safeta cheko bala nga ko do receive den nga murundala a jama 75% be tata ne wasila sifal.
Yes, those are correct, but I have, as I said, I have many difficulties there because some of the vouchers are on my name and it was written by the finance director, paid by the finance director, and it was some difficulties there. Those ones are returned. I used to return to him. Those are my difficulties.
So, as I said earlier, those would be issues between you and the finance director. These are in respect of payments that were in your name. So those are the ones that we're dealing with.
Itola jang kaitol membe jang miala ko kuma itol fe wolem kaitol miala ko ite fango tole beye.
So let me show you these documents.
Ibatu ay fendo itandila bang kaitol bije ay lafta ko wori itandila.
Did you put those together?
Ni safero director la safero la mbare reform lem pre-finances men ketala karola.
This handwriting is the director's handwriting. It's all about the preference which had occurred on his side.
Ni voucher most of the vouchers ateleke be kafunyoma ayadi molla.
These vouchers, most of them, he's the one to gather them together and pass it over to us or give it to us.
Because I need ke pre-finances na ke pre-finances voucher nyin ake kafunyomale ayafu nyilam pre-finances then ye cheko dada cheko CEO ya sign direct finance fanga ya sign nga kodo bondi nga diala.
These are the pre-finance. Whenever the pre-finance is made, as he alleged, he used to write all these vouchers, gather them together, and paid or give it to us for payment.
Mr. Criminal, I didn't ask you all of that. I just wanted to know, are those the documents that you reconciled purportedly for that payment of 95,000?
Ako di amo nying jamfandile andung atemete nying ka wolbela fa atake nying ka menna wole nying kaitol fo sutele ban fo nying kaitol kita kaitol di menu dila no ka reconcile ha o hani
ha.
Yes.
Can you just let us know how many payment vouchers are in that bunch?
Ako sa wala fri menna pour jama ma ko banga juwe payment vouchers jalle be nyindula toje.
One in nine level. Payment voucher more and in nane.
24 vouchers are here with me.
And those vouchers are supposed to be for an amount of 95,000? Is it?
Akoni ajuwe tanga moment safari je ya haima abitale fo iwili tankononto ani lulu.
Ul tankononto ne lulu wole be safari njang.
Yes, that is the amount written on the said documents.
And it's 95,000 withdrawn from Vista Bank, is that right?
Ako wo kodo memo 95,000 wala wili tankononto ni lulu. Ako wone keta kodo di me yalan ko alia bondi wala ya bondi Vista Bank.
Abota Vista Bank.
That's correct.
Now, on each, or for each payment, there seems to be two payment vouchers. Is that right?
Akoni ya kursiku ay menji ya kamunta ko jori kili men keta kai voucher fulale kadaraji. Ako fo man tonya yaba.
Mo suteje.
I don't check that properly here.
So you have a payment voucher that is mostly handwritten and a payment voucher that is mostly computer generated.
Akoni hakulo bulaje wala ya jube ku ako fula le mo kilingo nyinga ke bulole safero le mu do ka ke masimo la safero te mem computer te
wobi janne bulola safero bi jele ada jama bi je intele nga safe.
Yes, that is right. That is here. You have a computer written by computer, and the other one is a handwritten, which I myself wrote it.
Which I myself what?
Wrote it.
Wrote. So why do you have two different payment vouchers for one transaction usually?
Ako wodum mune o sabu wala keta nyadi le fo jori kilingo voucher fula.
Voucher fula manual voucher bi jele aning if misla voucher ninga understand.
Yes, all I understand is that you have manual voucher and if miss system voucher. For that I understand.
To nyindo do bijang among kentela saferoti ma mole asafe askeno mola min kirula saferola.
There is a handwritten here of which I don't own that handwritten, but I think maybe is Lamin Keros.
Lamin kirula saferolam and atifana the same ole ala manual safero bijele anala if miss print out.
And that too appears to be like mine. He wrote it with his hand, and the other one is a computer written, which is IFMIS system.
So who prints out the IFMIS voucher?
Ako IFMIS voucher, jumale ka order.
IFMIS voucher ning molamin kiruka adadale director of finance fananka adadale.
Molamin Kero used to prepare them, and the director of finance too.
So is the IFMIS voucher supposed to be reflective of what's in the handwritten voucher?
Ako amunta ko IFMIS system o ning ala voucher anin kaito even safe bulol abeka ke kilingolti safe kilingol.
Abeka ke figo kilingolti in the event wato dol ila IFMIS print kaito ning malon foika oversight la anin voucher ning ibuka tali. Sometimes it happens.
Yes, it should be the same figures, but sometimes it appears that the IFMIS systems, there are vouchers sometimes, and the one written by the hand, they cannot tally. So sometimes it appears like that.
Printing error oversight.
But I hope that might be the printing error or oversight.
So when do you know that the vouchers are not the same?
Ako wati jumale inata kalamta ko vouchers wal man na ke kilingolti.
Jama biji akake wato me alon ko ni auditing ni kolbe ke kanja jama biji ngalon wolto.
Many or most of them, I came to know about them when the auditors came there.
Anin command to fanang wati soto no director ko nyanga kaitol do nata eno ministry pruka backup nyil ke dundi into the system ako wato base connection obuka soto je internet mang soto ikaso kaitol nati ministry le atakatari je le aka nyim backup all be fenke print out.
And it happens to, there was a time when director sent me to come to Banjul ministry to collect some of the documents, due to the fact that because those documents were sent to Banjul, because in Basse sometimes we don't get the network, the internet.
Yeah, kaiti jamale dunni jang ministry je aning je staff hol porque backlog hol nyin ka print out order dai.
Yeah, because we brought them there special for the backlog printing. These were the reasons of the time I knew about that.
So most of those payment vouchers, I'm assuming all of them would have receipts attached as well?
Ako alata le ko ni payment vouchers will be nyanta ki payment voucher anyanta receipt sotla me beta labala.
Anyanta ka risoso risto fana ngakala mutako komen ka fo nyamente kabo buldoto kata buldoto watu dol ristol nin dol bije ka finti ka bo abalale.
Yes, that should be that will be the case. Every voucher should have an attachment, but as I said earlier on, some of them get missing due to the fact that they are from one hand to another, so on the process they get lost.
All right. Chairperson, I applied to tender the bunch of documents identified by the witness as payment vouchers made up for the $95,000 is withdrawn in his name as an exhibit. I apply to tender them in a bundle.
Are these vouchers with reference to any particular transaction?
It's a $95,000 transaction on Vista Bank.
On Vista Bank, with respect to what activity? Is it for payment of
There are
service?
different activities on
Activities, okay.
There are 24 vouchers.
Okay. 20?
Well, the witness said 24 vouchers. I didn't count.
Please cross-check and confirm. Yes.
Sorry, let me get your name right. Mr. Kurbali.
Yes, sir.
Now, you said in your evidence that at times you go to the petrol station and get fuel by just telling the pump attendant or the station manager that Basse Area Council needs fuel.
Akona manyina nyine keta ila kumaka wala ila kalmolti ko watu dol bije fango ya fojane ko alikata poli petrol station dal futata je aleta ala manager ya wala ala nyato ko ya ka foye ko Basse Area Council wala sulata esansola wala gaswela la. Yes.
Kan kijele kata.
They used to send us
then it's in supply day.
So that we can have supply from them.
Then asinajo.
Then later it will be paid.
Thank you for your answer. My other question to that, do you verify the amount of fuel pumped into the vehicles or to the tractors or whatever?
Ako fo ifango ika faham leba wala ika cross la ya long ye jelle ke je comme ni moto lo de wala trakito ika isanso men ke atango ko na ko fango kal ko jellem e jelle ke je
Qatar jele because for safety and transparency ni ba supply la Qatar lorin jele e tractor wala moto ni supply je.
Yes, it do happens. I witness that because I have to stand there to witness that for the purpose of transparency.
No.
To know exactly how much they pump into the tractor or the vehicle.
Do they give you a receipt?
Ako fo ka receipt o dile bang?
Wato kono baye don torola mbukaristo kaning.
At that point in time, do as the fact that because we are on a credit form, so we don't request for a receipt.
Nimbe joro kila watu menna watu monsi receipt o nyinta nga attaching voucher nyimbala.
The receipt is only requested at the time of payment, where we take the receipt and attach it to the voucher.
Now, let's assume you have been at the pumping station to fuel BACS1, and you witness, let's say, it pumped 40 liters. Now, when they come for payment, how would you reconcile that it was 40 liters that was pumped into that vehicle that day, since you don't have a receipt?
Ako sa ini ajuwe misali fi moto nata memu BSAC1 andung ale esanso men ke je wala gasolo atata 4 liter tanane wala 40 liters andu receipt mandi ako sa ni te bina joro la ite balo na nyaadi le ko liter tanane yo le pompeje
Me pompiro ke aka confirm le ko liter tanan lom defon kalon ko liter tanan lom driver fonan kalon ko liter tanan lom so aka dile nen membe pumping kela aka safele very frequently aka safele I note down ka ko 40 liters ngauleta.
Yes, we used to know exactly how many liters have been pumped because the steward therein will tell us how much he pumped into the tank, and as I am present at the time, I too will remember exactly how much was pumped into that said vehicle. And sometimes normally the steward used to write how many liters he pumped into. So there we used to know exactly how much was it.
Couldn't the steward put 60 liters and you agree to the 60 liters and the council pays for 60 liters when in actual fact it was only 40 liters that was pumped in?
ako sa steward wala be sans wafila ni ate aitandiko ate lita taworo leke ye anu fanang nata loye alita taw kayto safe anu wati na wato ate ate wala safe bara menke je wala lita tanani bara ate safe ko lita taworo so ay tabi o faham no la nyaadi le
ojan abi safe la abi kan safe nyala le so mamira oskeno anu mawo sifa panang encounter.
Yes, they do write it in my present, and I don't think that will happen because I never encounter such.
No, but he has said earlier that they don't write.
Ako barjang follow me fonu jay ko safer bu kakede diamole kake kalmol lemu.
Nko minka pompin ke o ka safele.
What I mean, the steward.
Ni 40 liters lem aka safele andon kajale.
The steward used to write. If it is 40 liters, he have to write it down, and I used to see.
No, but he has said earlier that, I'm reminding him of his statement, that the stewards, they just go and collect the fuel and it is by memory. And because he is there, he ascertains the quantity that was pumped in. Now he's talking about the steward writing.
Ako ifong la kalmol wala na ke hakilo bulandi. Ifong e mem fo janu wala ko nal tata nyin kacha ke tafal be takota essence wafela wo kabenke wala ate katale a pompe akake ete fango nyala le inyaka je hakilo ka tarakan
aw
iko abuka safe ako bal sami ko take ifele ba fola ko steward wo ka safe
aw skino hakilo ke nyalam that but ma akasafele most of the ka safele
that is the slip of the tongue. They used to write it most of the time. The steward used to write.
That is a very serious slip. But how do you reconcile? Does the steward come with his or her book and you would verify and then sign off on the steward's book that this is the amount of fuel you had taken for the week or for the day or for the month?
Ako sani o kera steward o bari ko aka safero kera ako na ate safero ka fa pareta dan la ite be ko dila ite kamuneke foi ka buko tala bang fango ya juwe ko steward o men keta moto kono ani ay men safeja killing wala mi na ya sign wala o bu register buka ko
nka reconcile nka jibe ba sign hakilo ya je fang na nte fang buko sotole nka nyil safe dame.
Yes, we do reconcile. Now I can remember fully that I myself got a book where I used to register the transaction.
And make sure the driver sign.
And whenever I wrote it down, I make sure that the said driver need to sign.
As a sign, vehicle men fanang ay fuel tala
and the vehicle that will have been fuel use the number we inside the number on the said book.
Now, if we ask you, or if I ask you to bring such documents, is it available?
Ako sign ni ofo ateko nego sign abe damento abe lafri men na puriyo buko fango samanang ya itandi jang ako isi wo ken ole ba
nga jigi ko o record do be mulle.
Yes, I believe I have some of the records in my custody.
What about the others that he doesn't have?
Ako dole mi anako ima soto ima wol soto du
wati sotota buko tije akake menti wolom ni a receive dorong den voucher da aiju.
There was a time there wasn't any like the book. All what we normally do is when we are supplied with fuel, then when that voucher where we used to fill, but there wasn't anything like a book before using the book.
Ngamira ning hakilo ba kan 2021 nga o system o jibe nyame membente fana makwela no sometimes nga ke buku kono then si reconcile at records ni sitarje.
Then from there at the year 2021, that was the time I have the idea that let me use my own book so that at the time of the payment we can reconcile them, mine and that of the steward.
How many times do you fuel the chairman's vehicle in a week?
Ako sang lok ngokono chairman o la moto lok ngokono alika afoel sinya jelu
fuel ning yala nyame management yala nyame wolam every week once every week weekly fuel wole kadi tratola weekly fuel wole kadi BSC 1 la weekly fuel wole kadi BSC 2 la and in 3.
There is a procedure. The managers agreed to give fuel every week once. BSAC once in a week, BSAC 2 once in a week, BSA 3 once in a week.
And the tractors.
And the tractors.
We have 2 tractors.
We have 2 tractors.
Okay, let me take you to on the 27th of November.
I'm coming, Mampare.
Please, I ask the question.
Okay.
Ako adele nyine ngaro okay.
On November 27th,
Ako November tilimuang ani warawla.
you for November 28th, sorry.
Ako November, ako sorry.
But your
Ako
voucher was dated on the 27th of November.
ako November 28, but voucher niya yada wato mena wala 27th of November.
You fuel BSAC 2 with 40 liters of fuel.
Ako BSA 2 ye letter fuel ke je mentata 4 liter tanani.
But the same November 28th,
But ako November kilingo tilimuang.
but a different voucher date of the 28th, which is the next day,
Ako voucher benta data je wona ta ke tilimuang ani sei me alon ko samo le woti.
you fuel BSAC 2
Ako jele BSA 2 fuel
with a value of $3,914.81 bututs.
ako korona ta ke 3,940 $14 is
81 bututs.
81 bututs.
So in actual fact, your statement
Ako sani
saying
ajube itela kankuma kangol kang.
that once a week
Ako ite ko logo
you
si
fuel
killing.
these cars,
Ni
but
motolo.
this is 2 days,
Ako
one
banya-
day and the next day.
Ne ajube jang
So your statement is wrong.
tilifula le mode. Ako unta ko sa ite mem fo ane membe kering amake kilingoti.
Wala na lafta nung ka step in, but ako nyo ko atele question o nyingi.
Yes, that is what I wanted to step in. But as far as you told me that it was you who are asking me questions.
Weekly fuel kasotole. At the same time, the following day, sometimes ikanyine foko motobita trekking nala. Ika trekking fuel fonang claim. Wo fonang kakenole.
Yes, there are weekly fuel supply, and sometimes when an individual is going for trek, there is allocated fuel for them, so they need to claim for the trek.
Wato dol 20 liters kadi trekking fuel la.
Sometimes we give 20 liters for trekking fuel.
Wato dol akata 40 liters fang ni dula nyim jam photo.
If at all the place is far, we can give 40 liters.
Because driver fonang ka complain fuel kola.
Because the drivers, they used to complain about fuel.
That did not fly with me. The explanation did not fly with me.
Ako ela kumakang wole wo mate sambade.
Because if you have a policy statement,
Ako bari ni ajuwe statement o mi alon ko adata landita.
you should adhere to the policy.
Ako ibaje la ko wo silo inyanta la wole tamandila.
Tonya.
Thank you.
That's right.
The witness withdrew the sum of 95,000 from their Vista Bank account on the 25th of February 2021. The witness withdrew the sum of 95,000 from the council's Vista Bank account on the 25th of February 2021. And this, according to the witness, was transaction paid for, and evidence to that effect is provided for in the forms of vouchers 1 to 24. These vouchers are to be admitted in evidence in a bundle. They are hereby marked as LGC/NK/BSAC/PV1 to 24. They are admitted in evidence.
As the commission pleases, we're grateful. Mr. Kribble, I'm going to show you another set of documents.
Yes.
Now, these are the payment vouchers that are meant to be proof or to substantiate the amount of $43,096 you withdrew from the Basse Area Council Vista Bank account on the 25th of April, 2021. Is that right?
According to Kaitol Kamei and the William Wolfanaka Kaitol, remember it and $53,098
$43,096.
$46,096 is make it a colo to me alco ya withdraw Vista Bank. Ako for a monkey onyama, ole itandi. Yes, that's correct.
And can you confirm that there are 11 vouchers in
Ako
that?
for a jelle turning killing.
Voucher turning killing nebija.
Yes, 11 vouchers.
Chairperson, I apply to tender the bundle of 11 vouchers for the payment of $43,096 is made to the witness by way of check from the Basse Area Council Vista Bank account on the 25th of April 2021.
The vouchers numbering 1 to 11 are vouchers pursuant to money withdrawn by the witness from Vista Bank of the Basse Area Council, which total sum is $43,096. They are admitted in a bundle and marked as LGC/NK/BSAC/PV1 to 11. They are admitted in evidence.
As the Commission pleases, I'm grateful. Registrar. Mr. Kribble, which type of car was BSAC1?
Ako BSAC1. Ako mo motorcycle wari.
BSAC1 ngamera Prado.
BSAC1 I think is a Prado.
What about BSAC2?
Ako Fuladum 2.
BSAC2 womo pickup wallet.
It's a pickup.
4-wheel.
4-wheel.
And BSAC3?
Free.
BSAC3 initially before Lamin Susoyena.
In 2021, what car was it?
I got 21. What more BSS3? What motorcycle?
BSAC3 member use kang me labanta use la omo driver to la own private car. Yeah, used as BSAC3.
It's the director private car, which was used later as BSAC.
Sorry, he is not answering the question. Can he answer the question? He is asked, what type of car is BSAC3 as of 2021?
21.
Not what we are talking about.
Ako ni kela moy ni ke ni kamen na kala fi o jabi. Ako ima o jabi de sound de fazu kumola. Ako ni karo momenti wole muko BSAC3 mo motor sifalem in 2021.
Pick up all of Matefana.
You say pick up too.
Thank you. Now, can you just look at the payment voucher 1
Ako
from the bundle that was just admitted?
Ning yemen la san ye payment voucher 1 juwe.
Ngajale.
Yes.
It's for $7,000, right?
Ako 7,000 over suffering damage.
7,000.
Yes, $7,000, yes.
And the payment voucher date is the 26th of April 2021?
Ako payment voucher wo ya da ato men na we me itande wole 26th of April 2021.
26th of April 2021.
Yes, that's correct.
Who signed the payment voucher?
Ako payment voucher jumale assign.
Lamin Susole are signed aning Usman Toure.
It was signed by Lamin Suso and Usman Toure.
There are 2 signatures on the payment voucher, the handwritten one.
Ako yemen safe for say fenke flale bi signature flale bi.
Mofula Usman Toure aning Lamin Suso.
Usman Toure and Lamin Suso.
Now, the payment voucher is for fuel for BSAC1, right?
Ako ni ajuwe wo pour gasoil le pour BSAC1.
BSAC1 lem.
Yes, that's correct.
And it's for a trip to Banjul?
And wo kena tripod pour kana Banjul.
Banjul Tripola.
Yes.
Okay, so the receipts attached to BSAC1, there are 3 receipts.
Ako ni ajuwe wo 3 receipt lebe attached nga bala. Receipt saba wala be attached.
Receipt saba ha wala be nyobala.
Yes, that's correct.
1 receipt is dated the 26th of April.
Ako do bi ni ajuwe ala lungo ya safel ngo mena wala 26th of April.
And
Yes.
it's for $3,000.
Ko what wili saba?
And there's a receipt dated the 24th of April for $2,000.
Ako do bi 24th of April wo mo wili fulal $2,000.
And one on the 25th of April for $2,000.
And do bi 25th of April for $2,000. Yes, that's correct.
And so that's $7,000 for 3 days for BSAC1.
Ako san amunta ko wo $7,000 leta pour BSA1.
Is that how much you give for fuel?
Ako fo jali ka jalle di
For trips to Banjul?
ako fo ka jalle di te fo lo la ni mo kana Banjul.
Ila trip dependale wato dol akatale up to 9,000 or more.
It depends. Sometimes it raise up to 9,000 or more.
What guides how much you pay for fuel? What guides, as in what dictates how much you're supposed to pay
Ako
for fuel allowance?
mune ka itan ko ni silo nangam le nyanta jola wala nanta nangam le sanna asanzola.
Wato dol ay CEO ka claim le wala driver asa claim ka foko ala trip nying akata fo gunjurle andon gunjur jam fotale so wato dol wala katina fuel nying ka escalate aka sia.
Yes, sometimes the driver who used to complain or the director himself that where they used to go is very far, that is Gunjur. So normally they demand more fuel.
And whatever they demand, he would give?
Akoni demand case I ka jelle di
Ni a demand procurement mostly wale ka adada na PO dada drong then isa di but this event nyindo procurement PO tabala so yenye request then nyin jota.
Sometimes the PO, when they request, the PO will prepare, but for this one the PO did not prepare this one. This was just paid.
Sure.
I think Mr. Kurubali, you should answer the questions and not make statements that are not related to the question that you have been asked. Because if not, we will not understand your evidence. So please answer the question. And then if you have anything else to add as a way of explaining, you do so. Because what you are saying is totally not related to what the question is asking you.
Okay.
Because the question is asking you, what is the yardstick as to how you determine how much is to be paid. You said, you have given the answer. You said the driver will say, or the CEO will say, where they are going is far, is Gunjur. So that is why they will escalate the sum amount given to you.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, can you look at the payment voucher 5?
Ako for isi payment voucher juwe yo.
Nga Kenyadi?
Who prepared that payment voucher?
With respect to the receipts. So, Mr. Kurubali, is it possible to, for one trip coming to Banjul, you can have 3 different receipts for one transaction and for one trip? Because the receipts that are quoted for you by council have different dates. Can you tell us from that transaction, when did they come to Banjul from that voucher?
Ako fo aka kewole nyama bang ni mobina risito la mobina Banjul atela foelo nalia odi alka receipt sababe dila ako fo isa faeno aketa nyaade le bang kabiri nyunu bina le jelle dila ani munat na alka receipt sabati be safe pour mo kili ngola tripola
nga mello nyinto watu dol ka kodo dila le ifon ka sansilo kan ini driver isa sansilo kan ne bitala isido sang.
No, Mr. Kurubali, no.
Can he interpret, sorry, so that we know what was said and then?
Yes.
He said, all I know is that whenever they are going to the combos, we used to give them sometimes monies, they buy petrol on their way going.
Ibuka be sanyola at a time.
But they don't buy it once at a time.
Watu dol ikafuta soma ikasandiroke.
Sometimes when they came to Jara Soma, they used to buy fuel. Sometimes when they come...
Mr. Silla, sorry to interrupt again. What I'm asking is that this 7,000 was for the fueling of BSAC 3. Am I correct?
1.
Sorry. It was for the fueling of BSAC.
Ako nying fenko voucher membe bulu wala mo kodomenta da for 7,000. Ako ne ajube wo puru ka moto killing esanzo fuelo ke moto killing na wala BSAC 1.
That is for the fueling of that car for a particular trip.
Ako wo puru ka ako singkili ngonyim puru ka najang.
But in that voucher you have 3 receipts.
Ako banne ajube wo voucher to je receipt sawale babala.
If he is given the money to buy the fuel, as you just said now, why wouldn't he not buy the 7,000 at one stretch? Why should he be given different receipts with different dates?
Kodo kadile itel phone li risto kana ni risto itel phone na kana sometimes neither the combo isi sandiro kije ni binala ni risto sina ngamera ulatin na ni different so katareje.
We give them monies, they come to combo, so whenever they are going back they go along with this receipt.
Because wato dol full tank fuel be buka keno akono.
Because sometimes full tank they don't put all the foils there.
If kadole kije membe isambala then nitara kotengi sido sang yaka kono.
Sometimes they buy fuel for coming, and when they are going back for departure they used to buy again.
Can you please read us the dates in the receipts?
Ako sa ni receipt lu jube ba yela lungo lu fobang lu receipt ya dada lungo menna.
Just read first the day the voucher was prepared.
Ako follow
that was the day they were departing to come to Banjul.
Follow ako follow e voucher ni jube a date men bije wala ya dada lungo menna.
When did you withdraw the money from Vista Bank?
Ako lu nyumale ko do bonni Vista Bank.
Voucher in 26th of April 2021 ne babala.
Council, maybe be guided as to when
the withdrawal was on the 25th of April 2021. The first receipt was dated 24th April 2021. The second receipt,
sorry, let me take that down, please. The withdrawal from Vista
withdrawal
Bank
is 25th of April.
25th of April.
The first receipt is 24th of April.
First receipt, 24th of April.
Second receipt, 25th of April.
Yes.
Third receipt, 26th of April.
So now I want him to reconcile these dates. He is saying proof of the 7,000 bin fuel bought for BSAC1 was 7,000. And he went to the bank on the 25th of April 2021 to collect the 7,000 to purchase the fuel. And they now have a receipt of the 24th. How can he reconcile that? And he should be mindful of the fact that he told the commission that he gives them money.
Anu sang abela fer menna ako eje juwe ila wo risitol membe bulu fo ila lungol be talere ne ba fo man talinyola ako bari ni ajuwe wo kayto wo risitol membe ye aning lu risit wo sabanyangol ul be lungo manke lunkelenta monta ko risitol risit na la lungolem ako alafta e fa yo juwe ya fa risitol siti ya dada lunjumale
ni risitol nte jamfola no je bake because ngajele ko ay men fo wolom tonyati kodo withdraw ta 25th le various payments lem nyim fanambe o payments le kono cheko nyim me withdraw ta on the 24th bijele to nyala but nte kay alhamdulillah ma mira ngani jefang because ngajele received from BSAC1 nyimu director of finance la saferolete.
Yes, thank you for letting me even see what I don't see before. Now I come
wait. Okay, finish your interpretation.
Yes, now I have seen something, I come across something, but these writings are from the Director of Finance. But I have nothing to say much because what you have said on this is the very true.
Now, Mr. Krubali, I am putting it to you that what you are telling us and what the evidence you have brought as cashier to prove, to justify the withdrawal and the spending of the money is not true, and it is not correct. Is that not the case?
Ako ni ajube tonyala mo itelem kasiati ako bore kuma kangol men fo jangandi ye kumo lu lanci ne nyame ye me yitande men nyanta kala yitande roti men nyanta nyinu sembentu yala ako kuma kangol man soto ya manke tonyati de
afa en sontale atelam moti mel lon tantenti ate mel lon temalo na ay men fo sonta.
I agree because definitely my knowledge is beyond yours. You know better than whatever you say, so I will not disagree. That's the truth.
No, I will not agree with that. What I am, that I am more knowledgeable than he is, I don't agree. What I am asking him is documents that are put before him. And transactions that he has helped to reconcile.
And on transactional me along ko barol me along ko ifamole duntala wala ifamole yake ya sign okay.
Abola nyama o sototale nying nying date nying abe 24th of April nying.
This date is 24th of April.
Ma long aketa nyaming. Maybe safirla aketa nyamen dal alhamdulillah ma faham.
I don't know how does it happens.
But you looked at these receipts and you reconciled that this money that was expended, this is the proof. You did that, not so?
Anu ako barite de idundu akonole kana recitol jube inatol be reconcile ka itandi ko 7,000 olbe nying recitol lem.
Yes. Restore nyen abe reconcile ka wati menna ntemang futa restore nyen na voucher nyen woleji do ala covering voucher nyen nga woleji then
let me just put this question to you. What we have noted in the bunch of documents we have admitted, that is LGC/NK/BSAC/PV1 to 24, the whole transactions, this is what they reflect, and the receipts attached to the PVCs.
Ako kamaitan la jam wala mo kayto ni men dundi ka kese dara ngoti ako men bije ateo ye men korosi nata men sute je sa wala ko akaytol bebe la nyame ko men nyimbe nyame abebe wala nyama
abebe wala la wala nyama.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you. You can proceed.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Krupali, you had previously said that the payment vouchers are raised before the checks are issued.
Sorry, Council. Mr. Krubali.
Yes, sir.
You said that, did I hear you say that the writings on the receipts are the writings of the Director of Finance?
Ako akamuta kwa memo ngara wale mufu ka fale o safero membe receipt bala director of finance la safero.
Safero ming santo ye receive from BSAC1 director la safero la.
Yes, on top of the receipt.
Oh, on top of the receipt.
On top of the receipt, where you have received from.
Receipt from.
Okay.
On the 26th and on the 24th, ala safero la.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you answer the question that I had previously asked? You had indicated earlier that the payment vouchers are raised before the checks are issued.
Ako ifang la kalmole ina ta fajanko.
Is that not right?
Payment vouchers alcohol follow that danding albe checkol issue la.
Ka payment voucher dale standing be checkol issue la.
Yes.
And this payment voucher was issued on the 26th, or was raised on the 26th of April 2021.
Ako yung payment voucher solu ya dawato mena walem 26th of April 2021.
26th
Yes.
of April 2021.
That's correct.
And these monies were, sorry, the check was cashed when?
Ako cheko nyi yo kas lunyuma.
Yo, I may not know that sign thing. Mal of 26 lam for 27 now I see it's possible.
I cannot tell exactly because I cannot know exactly when was this.
Okay, that's fine. So can we go back to payment voucher 5?
Ako fo insimuru no koma wo voucher solu.
Yes.
Now, payment voucher 5 is in respect of fuel for BSAC1, correct?
Ako payment voucher solu membi ye wo pro foilo lam pro BSAC1. Yes.
Who raised that payment voucher?
Ako wo payment voucher jumale ada.
Malafi Baji.
Malafi baji.
And it's for $3,000 is worth of fuel?
Ako pro foilo jing wala essence wo wili saba.
Uli sabalo.
Yes, that's correct.
And the receipt attached is dated the 26th of April 2021?
Ako recito membi ye wo ala lungo ay meyitandi wolem 26th of April 2021.
Umutonyal.
That's correct.
And it's for 66 liters of fuel?
And 66 liters of oil lem.
Umutonyal.
This is even though $3,000 was purchased before on the payment voucher 1 for the 26th day of April 2021 for $3,000 as well.
Ako amunda ko nyinko do jota landi voucher nyimbe dala 26th of April memu 66 liters soldi wol jota le fo dan katol nyimbe dala
26 April kaito data walla.
Yes, the document was prepared on the 26th of May. April, excuse me.
So can you confirm that there are two different receipts for two different fuel companies for BSAC1 for 26th of April 2021?
Akoni ajuwe aketa kai receipt fulalti and manke essentiel kilingoti. But we be pour moto kilingolem wolem BSAC1.
Ngawo jele.
Yes, I come across that.
Membe nyindo bala 3,000 nying is official menkije official functions.
The other one where you have 3,000 is written as official functions.
Is that the one from Jallo Oil?
Jallo Oil.
That's correct, Jallo Oil.
So, and then the other one on the payment voucher one is from Ja Oil?
Ako do payment voucher womu Ja Oil.
Ja Oil.
Yes, that's Ja Oil.
So what's the difference between official functions and official trips to Banjul?
Ako muna atina ifatata ni ko official trip ani official trip to Banjul. Muna muna ifatandi.
Official functions asking or within Baselem.
Official functions it may be within Basse.
Now, is it possible to conduct official functions in Basse whilst in Banjul?
Ako fo as possible no le bang ye official missionolu tamandi no Basse be pare ite famo wato ite be Banjul jang.
Oni.
No.
Now, look at payment voucher number 7.
Ako ye odo juwe ba number 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Now, that voucher is in respect of fuel for BSAC1 as well, correct?
Ako wo fana ni ajuwe wo fana pro BSA1.
BSAC1.
BSAC1.
And it's from, the receipt attached is from Halal Oil?
Ako receipt membi ye wata Halal Oil.
Halal Oil Company.
Yes, Halal Oil Company.
And it's for the 23rd of April 2021.
And the one 23rd of April 2021.
23rd of April 2021.
Yes.
For 40 liters of gas oil at $2,025.60 bututs.
Ako 2 liters of gas oil.
40 liters.
40 liters of gas oil. We are tata for 2,000.
$2,025.60 bututs.
Olem ha.
Yes.
Now, what was the purpose for that fuel?
Ako gas oil or adare minute.
Olem trip to Banjul. Olebe voucher nyambala.
It's a trip to Banjul. That's on the voucher.
So for BSA C1, you have $2,000 odd, 23rd of April for trip to Banjul.
Ako ni aju BSc A1 ako 20.
So $2,000, $2,025 for trip to Banjul.
Kana Banjul.
You have $2,000 on the 24th of April for trip to Banjul.
Ako $2,000 on the 24th of April to trip to Banjul.
$2,000 on the 25th of April for trip to Banjul.
And $2,000 on the 25th of April a trip to Banjul.
$3,000 on the 26th of April for a trip to Banjul.
$3,000 on the 26th of April a trip to Banjul.
And another $3,000 on the same 26th of April for official duties.
And another $3,000 is for official
duties on the same 26th of April.
Ako beketa lungkili the 26th of April tilimuang aniworo.
Is that right? And you paid out these cash?
And jumale okodojo wala ifangole okodojo cash.
Jota nyinche kola kono.
No, he paid through this check.
He paid who through the check?
Cheko meng withdrawal on that day, 26th April.
That's the check that was drawn on that very day, 26th of April.
Various payments lem.
Was the check issued? Was the check not issued in your name?
Yes.
Various payments. Ako fo check on you yada ni toya laba.
Yeah, can toya.
Yes.
And as the cashier, your job is to pay out the cash, right?
Ako ite cashier for data ukodojo cash.
Ngajole.
Yes, I paid.
So you paid out these cash.
Ako inata ukodojo njo.
Ngajo itelea.
Yes, I paid them to them. I paid the monies to them.
Have you ever driven a car?
Ako for your account keleba.
Accounts.
Have you ever driven a car?
Ako for the name motobor leba.
Motoborondo. Nka motoborondile.
Yes, I do drive.
Have you ever bought fuel for a car?
Ako for the name sanso sa wala for gas well or sampuri la moto leba.
Nka asan bade abukasia.
Yes, I used to buy, not much.
Now, in your view, is it possible for a vehicle to use, how much is this, $3, $7, $10, $12,000 in the space of 4 days of fuel?
Ako fo moto nying asiwoke no lebang kamoto ay moto ay wili tang adin fula jani tilinani kono.
Ani.
No.
So you did not think to query any of these payments before making them out?
Ako sang ite man na hani kamira mira keje bandi dandi be njoro kela.
Ani mawo miro soto jede.
No, I don't even think of that.
And you're not in any position to tell us how much money you gave them up front before they left for Banjul?
Andu iman na kodo fanam fo kodo mi ala ko ya dila dandi be silo mutala kana Banjul.
Ani hakilo mawo jeno.
No, I cannot remember that time.
Now, you had already told us that you don't recall any instance where the CEO, the chairperson, and the director of finance would take a trip to the combos at the same time, each using their cars.
Andu ako ila kuma kawalem de me fo janko hakilo mamuta CEO lem fo chairman lem bang fo financial director pour mo sabol be na ko mo yela moto bordan kana ako hakilo mamuta. Hakilo
sound wala de.
No, I cannot remember.
Hanna sotota fanang hakilo sotota sound.
If it had happened, I cannot remember.
You cannot what?
Even it had happened, I cannot remember. See them coming to Combo with each.
You said specifically that if they're coming, the three of them, they would come in one car. Did you not say that?
Ako ifanga ya fojana ila kuma kangolem ko ni mo sabol handa tray bele bina Combo ka dumo to kilingo la ebe na nyola je.
Ngao foko wato dol mo sabat kana motolale.
Yes.
Mofula wato dol.
That what I have said.
Okay.
The three of them can join one vehicle and come to Combo.
Please look at this payment voucher. That's payment voucher 8. Interpreter is tired. Now, can you tell us who signed that payment voucher?
Ako po isa ko no mole yung voucher jumale assign.
Director of Finance, Lamin Susole assign.
Director of Finance, Lamin Suso.
And the payment voucher is in respect of fuel for BSAC2?
Ako payment voucher membi je ma me yitande wala mu proof foil wala proof BSAC2.
Ah.
Yes, correct.
And it is also for a trip to Banjul?
And wo fanan keta trip kana Banjul.
No, nyimang a specify for trip to Banjul lam. BSAC2 maybe as kenwala weekly fuel lam.
This is there is not a like specification to say it's a trip to Banjul. Maybe.
Okay, my apologies. So it's official duties?
Yeah, it's just cost of fuel for BSAC2.
Okay, and it's $2,025.60 butus, correct?
Yes.
$2,025.60 butus.
40 liters.
40 liters of fuel.
Yeah.
Okay. Please look at.
Now, before he gives, how much do you give fuel to the CEO and the Director of Finance? Is it weekly or is it monthly? And what is the total?
CEO and Director of Finance. As the
cashier responsible.
By the cashier responsible. For Carola Dilla, but for local.
Local kono, Sinya killing local kono, Watudol, Eka official mission finance to Watudol, Sapo, Ipita Trekinna. So Eka fuel dealer.
So how much
they are given weekly? Sometimes once per week, but although they request it, if the request arise for them to go to trek, we need to supply them.
So how much does he give to the CEO and the Director of Finance weekly?
Akosani lokmo kono alkajelle dila Director of Finance and the CEO pro ila esanson.
Ila weekly fuel mo 40 liters lete.
Their weekly fuel is 40 liters.
And that is how much in Dalasi?
Yeah, over Jaminata 40 liters kanyanta $2,025.
That's $2,025.
Because pump price ni abuka fenka state luckily.
In some total, at the end of the month, you give. Is it the same that you give to the Director of Finance and the CEO?
CEO mo 40 liters leti, Director of Finance 40 liters.
Chairman, yes. How much?
Chairman fanang 40 liters.
Each of them 40 liters.
So in the month you give $10,000 as their official fuel.
I will see her.
Yes.
You can give him the document.
Sorry, I didn't realize. I was going to have you shown payment voucher. Is it 8 or 9?
This one.
Can you confirm to me which voucher you were given?
Ja oil voucher.
Payment voucher, which number?
Okay. Number 9.
This is number 9.
Now, payment voucher number 9 is fuel for BSAC2, correct?
According payment is proof BSAC2.
BSAC2.
Yes.
And it was for trip to Banjul.
And Wafarakata Kana Banjul Jang.
Yindo is written in Banjul, while in Banjul. This is cost of fuel for BSAC2 while in Banjul.
So BSA2 was in Banjul at that time?
Sanjele in a restaurant.
Yes, this was bought here and a receipt was brought to us.
And it was dated the 24th of April 2021?
And April 24, 2021.
24th of April and in 25th of February.
I'm sorry?
Sorry, 25th of April.
So it's 2 receipts, is that what you're saying?
Yes, 2 receipts.
2 receipts.
Now, 24th of April and 25th of April were the same periods that BSAC1 was also in Banjul, correct?
According to 25th and 24th, obe atra BSAC1 A2 abe Banjul leja.
Abe Banjul wato.
Yes. Okay, so The receipt of the 24th of April, 2021, which is from Jar Oil, was for $1,000, correct?
According to member Tamiana go bata ja oil work at Willie Killing to $1,000.
Wuli kilina.
Yes.
And the receipt for the 25th of April was for $2,000.
And the 25th of April, one attack Willie Fuller.
Wuli fula.
Yes.
And this is on top of the $2,025 you gave out on the 23rd of April.
Wabe Sandra Kodomi alongo akata Billy Fula Cheme Willie Fuller Mwani Lulu alongo Yakenu Samola. Yes.
So BSAC 1 is the vehicle belonging to the chairperson, and BSAC 2 is who? The CEO?
Ako one Willem chairman or 30.
One omo chairman ola motoleti.
Ako two.
Olemo CEO la mototi.
That's for the CEO.
3 director of finance.
And 3 is the director of finance.
Please look at payment voucher 10. Now, who raised that payment voucher?
Ako payment voucher Jumalada.
Nyimuna saferoleti.
This is my handwriting.
So you raised that payment voucher on the 24th of April 2021,
So
correct?
I go tell you that the 24th of April 2021. Yes.
And the payment voucher is for fuel for BSAC 3, correct?
Ako nying prove BSS 3 la foilo.
Nyimu BSAC 3 la fuela.
Yes, that's correct.
And it's for fuel for BSAC 3 whilst it's in Banjul?
Ako BSS 3 alio le foil while abe Banjul jam moto Banjul jam.
Official trip to Banjul. Yes, I want to be Banjul while in Banjul.
Now there are, sorry, can you interpret that, Mr. Interpreter?
You say?
BSAC 3 fuel trip to Banjul, but this one is while in Banjul on official trip.
Sorry, is that what is handwritten on the
Ako foil kata saferoti bulu men safero.
Handwritten
Yes.
What, can you read it? Can you read it?
Ako isa read no lebo.
being payment of cost of fuel for BSAC 3 while in Banjul on official trip.
Okay.
So you confirm that BSA 3, BSA 2, and BSA 1, all 3 vehicles were in Banjul or were supposedly in Banjul within the period 23rd April to 26th April 2021.
Ako sa amuta ko moto sabol bebe lum Banjul le kabo 20 April tilimuang aninani tilimuani lulu tilimuani woro be moto sabol be tra Banjul jam. Yes, that is what is written or what is on the papers.
So the receipts attached to that payment voucher are all Jar Oil receipts. One for the 22nd of April 2021, which is $1,000.
Ako kaitol bebe je obe nyanta kala obe akaitari ko obe mu ja oil la kaitol le.
Be mu ja oil.
Obe ni ajube o do mi ala ko yake 20 mo tilu karo tilu mo adin na di wobuta wole mu wili kili ko tinyi.
Tilu mo anin fula. Wole killing ha.
That's correct.
Now, if the payment voucher was raised on the 24th of April, how is it that the payment was made on the 22nd of April 2021?
Ako signing voucher nying woda data tili muang anin nani atabe keno la nyadi le ko joro wo sike tili muang anin fula.
Nying ayeme nyitane wolom nyinte ko skeno nalondo to pre-finance lem aba claim kang.
For me, my knowledge, what I understand from this is it's a pre-finance. What he have spent, now he is paying it.
Now, how would it be pre-financed if you already withdrew the cash for it prior?
Ako be kena lo nyari le bari fenne mi ala ko cash ni we o safele adi amuta le be kena lo pre-finance nyari le.
O atela karola because kodosi jono le asiristo nate risto me alonko o matela pre-finance le amani aning voucher mentally.
Yes, that is his own system. He can be paid the monies and he bring the receipt of which did not tally.
So you would agree that the payment voucher that you prepared is inconsistent with the receipts that you attached to them?
ako sa ifa sontale ko ye voucher men dada anin perisi sol men biye ako wol man na ke fenkuli wol man ta yola de
ima ñomoy
de
ani
no
So I know what?
ako ni ko hani mum
ani nka fole hani ima ñomoy.
yeah, I agree, they did not tally.
So you prepared the payment voucher knowing fully well that it did not reflect the receipts that you used to justify the payment voucher.
Ako sa ite payment voucher dada ifango ya longo receipt e payment amandi kanje warning o receipt e fenko payment voucher bi manke kilingiti de manyo bambuno.
Asikeno hakilole maje makorosi.
I know it depends, maybe it's an oversight.
It is an oversight. To get it straight, you deliberately manipulated the accounts of the area council to be able to make payments to the director of finance or their drivers or whoever.
Akoni ajuwe tapaleo le ketaje aleo tapaleo ke ala council to puru kaje ko puru ilafta fe ngofen safela kome yo le jo wala be jola isi woke no le ako tapaleo le ketaje de
Musa fo tapaleo la mbare nte kun na miroto amanke tapalete because nyin kaitol na boss family inati nga ataja bala.
Yes, one can say it's manipulation, but for me, what I see, I will not say so because these papers were brought by my boss.
Boja si dada nole ay tarlaring restore na bari ni atara maji no ma restore nyin jibe kung o sifas kenola.
A voucher can be prepared and put in place, but when I don't take my mind to avert to the receipt, it may happen.
So, but you knew, because the receipt was dated before the payment voucher, so you knew at the time you were preparing the payment voucher that what you were preparing was not reflective of what was on the ground.
Ako ya kalam tale kai ako bayni ni ajube receipt ole follow nata dan dibe voucher dala andi be voucher dala ka wato men na ya be receipt ole fa nga lon ko ka men sa fe voucher to andi men be receipt do ima nyota
ni event dol bije wadu dol voucher le follow ka dada da katung amari be banjulle ite restore sotala no be voucher dala le ay taribulu then I see retirement ka ina anala restore.
It sometimes happens that you prepare the voucher before the receipt because the person is in Banjul here and you are there, you are preparing your voucher, you will not see the receipt unless whenever he is back.
So you would know that when you're doing that, you're committing fraud.
Ako sa alongo ifango alon ne ko ni be o sifa ke kan amunta ko ikamen tamandi wo manke do ku kendete de wo fraud lati
do ku kendete system o ay wala nyinen ka system o daitola system o wala nyinen ka tata wala tonya amanyankela.
Yes, that's not the best practice, it's just the system, but by truly it could not have happened.
The other receipts for that payment voucher, one is dated the 23rd of April 2021.
Akone odo jube membiye ado ya dada lugo mena wala 23rd of April 2021.
Actually there are two for 23rd of April 2021.
Ako fulale mu de pour 23rd of April 2021.
Fulale do keme sai do keme lulu.
Yes, the other one is 800 and the other is 500.
One of the receipts has 500 written in pen, in longhand, and the figure 500 and the figure 800 written at the bottom.
Akodo ni ajube asanto mensa feta je wole mu 800 wat ni ajube duma o fana je 500 but duma membe safari je wole mu 800 aduma kayto nyin duma.
Safiro yeme nyitandi in words $500 lebije restore kemesai.
Yes, in words it have been written 500, but in words is 800.
How do you know that? Were you there?
No, I saw it on the document.
The document says two different figures, so how did you choose which one you wanted to say it was?
Ako bayri kaito ni ajube ate fulale for this, so ite fango ite jumale taime mira ko wole munum.
Ku killing ole beke nola ibe killing jibe la ya jibe jumal ni 3,300 obe fentala nyola.
The only thing to do is you have to watch and know which one will be able to reconcile with the 300. 3,000.
Kato ngaji nyamen jang 800 wole be voucher to jang.
Because what I see on the voucher is 800.
Ni 800 kafunyilla ibe 3,300 lesotala.
Is that not the voucher that you prepared?
Ako for among your voucher if I'm emenda daba.
Ha, in voucher ntele ngada.
Yes, I prepared the
So
voucher.
you prepared the voucher before or after the payments?
Ako voucher ni yada dale bala joro be kala bang wala joro kola.
Nadia moto ngafo nung voucher dadatale ngani voucher particular voucher dadatale before restore na because wato abe banjule.
The voucher was prepared. I said that earlier on. The voucher was prepared before the receipt.
So how did you
because it
know
was
how
in
much
Banjul,
fuel
Banjul.
they would buy? To know how much would be in the receipts for when you would prepare the voucher in advance?
Ako ite balon na nyadi le kome ko ye jelle sang wala ye jelle dada la risito jelle betar lagi. Dan ite be voucher nyin dada la. Ako fo ite alon no le bang. Nyun be jang ite be jara.
Mtalo nano because ne nga kodo mendile nga expect ka ko kodo nyin ibe fuel sana wala kono andung bututo manyala la ka manyana mankila fana.
Yes, I do know because I know the monies that I gave them is the one they are going to use, not more, not less.
You already said that the Director of Finance pre-financed some of those payments. So how would you know what he would use when you'd already prepared the voucher?
If I'm going to by Director of Finance, I pre-finance like so it is all on the nyadi like jelly damandi and it is voucher in the dollar.
Janimbe jaw voucher in the dollar ni ngada da fa pareta membe ken knowledge nte olonna because atifon asiku knowledge me alon ko mammen kalamuta.
Yes, that is true. He can be able to do something of which I cannot be able to aware of. Definitely, I cannot understand because he was away and the pre-finance I would not know until I got the receipt.
Mr. Krubeli, it sounds like you and the Director of Finance and the other people that were on this trip had already agreed how you would cook up these figures and use the monies from the council to put into their pockets, or should I say your pockets?
Ako fo amanke kuti mi alon ko alta fawta nyola bang. Pour isaje ko ale ni nanga mo fo albe men safela isaje isik ale ko dota ale o ke alla jufol ko.
O manke entela siloti ma wolong.
That's not my way. I don't know that.
Menketa wala mi kantole safi cheko bala kaitole na kaitol dol bije aske tonyati je.
All I know is the written checks and those checks came to me. But sometimes it may be possible that those checks it's not true checks.
Asijo asatare kaito nyin tapale ale bije.
I can pay and while what they have written is not true.
Bari mbuka involve kodo nyin tato ka fo babula na jifo kono abadan.
But me, I never involved taking monies to put it in my pocket, never.
And yet you can't explain why you made payments of $12,000 of fuel to the CEO, the person who asked you to apply for the job, even though you knew that there's no way $12,000 could be spent on fuel within 4 days.
Ako sani obekeno la nyari le ye wili tang anim fula yo sang esanzola wala gaswelo la putili nane drong.
Olem ate tapale akilung sitarno jele ntemalong ikaitol natinang then ya foko kurballe ya receive ha kurballe kodo bonne bar kaitol nata nyame amantar asatare aman kesiloti so mtoto bola noje fonta ntoy taraje.
Yes, it might be fraud because they'll write my name on the check to say that I'm the one who withdrew the monies or who paid the monies. It may be fraud. They can make fraud and allege me as far as my name is on the check and I'm the one who received the monies and make payment. So I cannot excuse myself from that.
Yes, you can't.
Yes, Mr. Krubali, the sum total we are talking about here is $43,096. Monies you withdrew from Vista Bank. And this you said you spent on transaction on the business of the council. Now, the evidence we have is that you, the CEO and others, CEO particularly with the Director of Finance, they write these checks in your name, and you go, they tell you to go and get the receipts. Is that not what happens most of the time when you go to receive, so that you can justify the expenditure of that money when you fully well know that that money was not used for council's business?
ako men ka faja wole wuli tannane din saba butu tankonon toni woro dala si tankonon toni woro ako bayde ne ajo ka fo ako kodole mi yalon ko ifangole ka safe kata abondina bank ka di andu ite yalon ko akodo nyin e ka di dalo menna amanke dal sotroti bari dale do men biye wala mu cekolo ikete tole keje e kata kodo nyi withdraw e kana e ka di la mol andu ite yalo woni silo banta yemu ne long e be me folor
ha ceko kada dale nga fo nyamen dorong hani sai olem ceko kada dale voucher sina fenke restore sina ka ataji voucher bala.
As I said earlier, the checks are prepared and the vouchers are attached to them.
Wato dol voucher kanale late satare kodo received.
Sometimes the vouchers they do come late while monies have been received.
Ajama biji director finance la pre-finances la nga fo nyameng then ni cheko register don nga withdraw kodo si murwala.
As I said earlier, some of these transactions have been pre-financed by the director, so whenever the monies are here, it's just to make a refund.
No ha atika sign le CEO cheko sign ngata nga
Sign and the CEO sign, I go and receive the monies.
Yes, I believe this is a convenient point to stop because the interpretation cannot go beyond this level. So we'll stop for prayers and we'll come back 2:30. So, we may rise.